All right, for anybody just landing here, Breaking Brendan, Brendan's versions, whatever we're calling it this week, the idea is simple. Brendan Fraser was owed better films than he got, and we think he should go back and make them correctly, starting with Monkeybone. Carl, you're not wrong about the studio interference, but Streep Treatment is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. Meryl Streep got that latitude because she spent 20 years making studios money, and Brendan spent those same 20 years getting buried under latex and bad contracts, so the comparison flatters the industry more than it deserves. Carl, the Hoffman thing is real, and I'm not minimizing it, but you're using her endurance as evidence of fairness, and it's not. She survived a predator and got to keep working. Brendan survived a predator and got erased. And the difference between those two outcomes is the whole indictment, not the proof that the system works. Yeah, and that's what I keep circling back to. You don't accidentally lose Brendan Fraser, a guy with that much audience goodwill, that much box office, that much genuine warmth on screen. You have to work at that, which means Brendan's Versions isn't just a remake project, it's a correction to the record, and the record was falsified on purpose. Jason's got it. Cowardice is still a decision. You're still making it every morning you walk into that office, and don't say the name out loud. 20 years of individual choices that nobody had to coordinate because the incentive structure did the coordinating for them. That's not surveillance epistemology, Carl. That's just Tuesday. Carl, Kropotkin inverted. Okay, I'll give you that. That's a real frame. But the chapter you want written already exists. It's just not in any book. It's in every lunch receipt from 2001 to 2008 that nobody had to keep. Carl, okay, the incentive structure was the memo, yes, I'm with you. But here's what that framing lets everybody off the hook for. Kropotkin's mutual aid works because the participants are building something together, and what you're describing is mutual avoidance, which is a very different animal and a much uglier one. Carl, you're right, and I hate that you're right. But here's the thing, a quorum for mutual avoidance still lets every individual say, I never organized anything. And that's exactly the absolution the whole system was built to hand out. Kropotkin's mutual aid produces bread. This produced a missing person. Nicholas, announcement. Okay, I see what you did there, but here's what I keep getting stuck on. A vote cast in silence is still a vote, yes, but the receipts they forgot to shred aren't Brendan's versions. Brendan's versions is what you build after you find the receipts, and that's the part nobody wants to talk about because building something is harder than auditing something. Okay, but Jocelyn thought nobody had to coordinate the forgetting either. That's the thing that keeps me up, because if the absolution is load-bearing architecture, then Brendan's Versions isn't a remake project, it's a deposition, and depositions make people very uncomfortable very fast. Alright, that's the stream, and I mean it this time. Thank you for staying in this with me tonight, genuinely. The Kropotkin thread alone was worth the price of admission, and the price was free, so you got a deal. Before the next stakeholder session, I will have a one-page pitch document for Brendan's Versions. Title, logline, the remake slate in order, and the ask. Something you can actually hand to a person. That's what I owe you. I'll be back when that's done. Stay hard.